Hi everybody, Polite Kitty here. I am starting to learn how to use all of this technology, Twitch and YouTube. So I thought maybe I would do a live YouTube stream. Not really sure who's going to pop on or who's going to be here, but we'll see. Maybe somebody will be watching, or maybe you'll watch later. Who knows? Uh, my theme this week has been comparisons. I've really spent a lot of my time, comparing myself to so many other people, and all of that good advice that I love to tell my clients about how they should not compare themselves to other people. Otherwise, you'll get in your own head and you'll feel like you're not good enough. um, I started to do that for myself, and I had to take a step back and say, okay, you Audrey, you don't need to be at every show. You don't need to be doing everything all at once. And if you're not trained in something, it doesn't mean that you're a terrible person. It just means that you're just not trained in that. I think we get caught up in this like never ending quest of constantly moving and constantly moving forward that sometimes we forget to slow down a little bit and enjoy what we have. We have so many accomplishments that we do as humans. And I think that if I took all of the accomplishments, not just me, as an entertainer, but if any one of you took accomplishments and you wrote them down on a piece of paper, you would have lists upon lists upon lists of the accomplishments that you've achieved. So I think with that tonight, I would love to offer a bedtime story. And because my son loves bedtime stories. And this is by one of my favorite books and favorite stories, that has such a good, like, moral to it. Um, it is called Red, and it's by an author, Michael Hall. And it is about a crayon who has the label of red, but he's not quite sure that he's red. But we'll see once we get into the story. I do not have it memorized. I know most people say, well, you probably should have it memorized. Yeah, I probably should. But for this purposes, I do not. So enjoy a bedtime story as if you are actually laying in bed enjoying a story when you were a child. Read A Crayon Story by Michael Hall. He was red. We see a blue crayon with a red label. But he wasn't very good at being red. Ooh, oh dear, says his mother, Olive. And we see a blue truck pictured. His teacher thought he just needed more practice being red. His friend Scarlett even offered, I'll draw a red strawberry, and then you draw a red strawberry. You can do this, really. We'll do it together. So we see his friend, the red crayon, Scarlett, and his teacher, the pencil. But he couldn't, really. Like this, Red said, as he drew blue strawberries. Oh my, let's try it again, said Scarlett, his friend. And we see that Scarlet has drawn some red strawberries, and that blue, or red, has drawn some blue strawberries. His mother thought he needed to mix with other colors. Why don't you two go out and draw a nice round orange? Olive said to Yellow and Red. Yellow said, yeah, we'll draw a really big one. Red said, a really orange one. I can do this. So we see Olive, his mother, and then Yellow and Red. But they made a big greenish one. Ugh, yuck, Yellow said. Oops, said Red. His grandparents thought he wasn't warm enough. So Silver and Gray made him a scarf. Your class is making self-portraits for Parents' Night. Wear this warm red scarf, said Silver. But it so wasn't enough. Silver and Gray, his grandparents, attended the art show where his portrait hung, with him wearing the scarf, labeled red, drawn in blue. Everyone seemed to have something to say. Hazelnut, don't be silly. It says red on his label. Amber, sometimes I wonder if he's red at all. Fuchsia, frankly, I don't think he's very bright. Steel Gray, really apply himself. He'll get it. But he didn't catch on. We see Green drawing a green frog, Black drawing a black sheep, and Brown drawing a brown cow, and Red drawing a blue ant. All the art supplies wanted to help. The masking tape thought he was broken inside. Here, give you this piece of tape. That'll hold you together. The scissors thought the label was too tight. Here, just let me take a little snip off of that. That'll help. I, myself, the pencil, his teacher, thought he just wasn't sharp enough. Here, just stay still. I'll take a little off the top. The red crayon has now looked with a snip in his tail, a tape around his torso or middle part, and a sharpened head. But even with all their help and all their hard work, he still wasn't red. He just couldn't get the hang of it. One day he met a new friend named Barry. Berry. Barry. And Barry asked, "Will you make a blue ocean for me and my new boat?" And you see a boat, John and Barry, and his friend Barry. "I can't, I'm Red," Red said, with his torn label and piece of tape. "Will you try at least?" Barry said. "I really need a blue ocean." So he did. And you know what? It was perfect. Thank you so much. It looks wonderful, Barry said. "I love it." "Oh, you're welcome. That was actually easy," said Red. And he didn't stop there. Blue jeans, blue bells, blue birds, blue berries, yum, and a blue whale to match with the ocean. "I'm blue," he proclaimed. He wasn't red, he was blue. And everyone was talking. Amber. "Who could have known he was blue?" Hazelnut. "I always said he was blue." Gray. "I hear he's working on a huge new project." Olive, his mother. "My son is brilliant." And Scarlet, his old friend. "He's really searching for the sky." And you know what? He really was searching for the sky. Stop comparing yourself to others. Keep doing you. Be yourself. Be your own creative. And just let your own values shine. Have a good night, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the story. Tune in next week on next Friday for another episode of Kitty Tales. I'll be going live from Twitch. We'll likely be going live from YouTube as well. And I'll have another story picked out then as too. So good night, everybody.